Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Reclaim Your Divinity series with your host, me, Amanda Cannon. I am the founder of Reclaim Your Divinity, and it is my sacred mission in this lifetime to help you to transcend your limitations by clearing, aligning, and activating you so that you can reclaim your divinity. And if you are interested in working with me one-on-one, all of the details can be found in the description box below. And now with that out of the way, let's jump into this week's episode of the Reclaim Your Divinity series. And in this week's episode, we're going to be talking all about the secret to raising your vibration to happiness. So the secret to true happiness. So in this week's episode, I'm going to firstly cover talk about a couple of myths around happiness. Then I'm going to cover what is true happiness. Now, this is just my perspective from my experiences with life and from my teachings and learnings and everything. So what do I believe true happiness to be? And I'm sure it'll resonate with most of you. Then I'm going to talk about how do you actually find this true happiness? How do you be this happiness? And then I'm also going to talk about moving through contrast, because that is an extremely important part of life and one that we often allow to take away from our happiness. Okay, so to start off with first, a couple of myths about happiness. So the fact that you were human here, having a human experience with a full range of human experiences and emotions, you are never going to be 100% always happy all of the time, 100% happy. And that's okay, because that's what this human experience is. And with feeling experiencing contrasting or perceived negative situations and the associated emotions, that is how we grow, how our soul grows and expands here in this reality. So it's actually a good thing. So myth number 2 is that happiness isn't just about being energetic and bouncing off the walls and being full of life and, extravagant and everything all of the time. But if you can be that, like, fantastic, absolutely. Having those really high, beautiful, high vibe energy days are fantastic. But it's not, happiness isn't when you're like that. Happiness can be a lot more subtle than that. And it often is a lot more subtle than that. And myth number 3 is that the obvious one, you can't buy happiness. Money doesn't buy happiness. In fact, nothing outside of you will bring you true happiness. So often we think that, the relationship or the job or the career or the finances or whatever is going to bring us happiness. But, when we're accounting on these outside things to bring us happiness, well, that's not true happiness because it's not cultivated within. So if anyone has seen the Disney movie Soul, I think this is a good reference here. So Soul is a jazz player, or he's an aspiring jazz player, and he really wants to play in a big jazz band, and he wants, to get on stage. And he's currently working as a school teacher, a music teacher at school. And he, has all these experiences and stuff, and he finally gets to get on stage and be the jazz player on stage. And he's like excited for a minute. And then it's like, that was it. See, he had put all of his eggs into that one basket of, I want to be on stage and be a jazz player, and I'm not going to be happy until I'm on stage as a jazz player. And instead of enjoying the teaching job and enjoying the contrasting situations that happened to him along the way, he just put all of his happiness relied on this one thing happening. And then when it happened, well, the climax was disappointing, and it had happened. And now what? And so happiness is about, yes, getting the manifestation or getting the desire, but it's about the journey along the way to get there as well. And that's the most important part. So that is the secret to true happiness, is the journey, and that it's an inside job. And so I want to just talk about what true happiness really is. So if it isn't the relationship, the job, the career, the house, what is it? You know, when we put our happiness into those, you know, the outcomes, the job, the career, whatever, you're actually giving your power to be happy away to that thing outside of you. But when you are working on yourself to raise your vibration to the higher frequencies, the frequencies of love, of joy, of hope, even of, prosperity, that's an inside job. And in order to raise your vibrations to those higher levels, to those higher frequencies, you need to actually change your mind. It's all in here. We need to change our mind if we want to be happy. So you may have, you probably definitely have experienced these momentary glimpses of seemingly happiness that comes out of nowhere. So you're just, feeling good, happy, in flow with life, feeling optimistic, in control of yourself and your emotions, and, for no apparent reason. But that's sort of what you want to be able to carry with you throughout life. And you can learn to carry this with you at all times, because it is a state of being. It is a mindset. So it's a way of moving through all of life's ups and downs and obstacles in a way that gets you back to that good feeling place. And you can actually train yourself to get back there pretty quickly. But it's a matter of training the subconscious mind, reprogramming all of the programs that have been running your entire life. And so true happiness, it can be that really energized, energetic, jumping off the walls, but it doesn't have to be. True happiness is really as simple as enjoying the present moment, enjoying all of the mundane things that we have to do in life. So, finding a way to enjoy getting ready for work, driving to work, getting the kids ready, cooking dinner, planning the week, planning the weekend, going on a drive, paying the household expenses and doing the budget, doing the shopping, all of those things, all of the mundane daily things that we're constantly doing, and we're usually doing them like a robot without actually any real focus, or maybe it's just the thought loops we've got running on in our mind of probably not so positive things that, well, why didn't that work out? Or why do I have to do this? Or, geez, I hate doing this. Or, oh my God, cooking dinner is so boring, blah, 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 blah. Whatever those thought loops are. If you can actually retrain your mind to find a positive spin, something to bring joy to those mundane experiences, well, that's how you find true happiness. And how do I find enjoyment in all of these mundane tasks, I hear you say? Well, and that part is as easy or as hard as you choose to make it, honestly. It really is as easy or as hard as you choose to make it. So, like I've said, it's just a simple shift in your perspective, a change in mindset. It's a choice. And, you might think, well, how can I make paying the bills fun? When we have been programmed in our subconscious mind, from when we were a child and we hear our parents complaining about having to pay the bills, or maybe they're stressed out and crying over not having enough money, or, maybe, there just was scarcity and lack around money for bills in your house. And so you've got this programming going on in your subconscious mind that paying the bills is stressful and it's lackful, and it's something to be like, you can't let go of that money to pay the bill because that is really stressful and a horrible experience. So you've got this subconscious program going on. And, that's the same for most things that happen in life. Everything that we're doing all throughout the day is based on the subconscious programming that we've got going on. So we need to change it. We need to shift it. We need to rewrite the program. So how can we do it? Like, how can you make paying those pesky bills fun? How can you make doing the budget fun? Well, it's a shift in mindset as to, how do you let go of that money? Well, you thank the the electricity company for giving you the power to have lights on in your house, to have your computer running, to be able to cook dinner, to have a warm shower. When you pay the electricity bill, you give thanks and you think of all the beautiful things that electricity bought you. And then you happily give your money away because you're so appreciative of the electricity that you received for the past 3 months. Or the same for the land rates, the land that you live on. You've got, your own home, your own block of land that you can do with whatever you want. It provides you the opportunity to put a swing set for your kids to play on, or to build a veggie garden, or to a space for your dog to run around, or whatever it is. When we're doing the grocery shopping, giving thanks for the beautiful food that you can have delivered to your doorstep if that's the way you shop. Or, that you have enough money to buy food to feed your family, and that the food is right there and you don't have to go grow it yourself and hunt it yourself. The convenience of it, and you're so appreciative of the fact that you can just go and make this purchase. So that's raising your vibration to a more positive frequency, a higher frequency, a happier frequency around letting go of your money to pay bills. The same we do in the budget. Have a little celebration every time you put money on a debt. Work out how you can pay off a small debt faster, and have a little celebration every time you put money on it. How can you make cooking dinner fun? What can you do? Put some music on, have a dance, tell yourself, I get to make dinner for me. I get to make dinner for my kids. I get to feed them beautiful food that I have cooked for them. How can you make driving to work fun? Oh, I've got a car to drive to work. How lucky am I? Look at my beautiful car. It keeps me safe in this traffic. I get to listen to my music. I've got the aircon to keep me cool, the heater to keep me warm. This is awesome. I'm nice and safe and cozy, whatever it may be. How can you change your mindset around those things that seemingly annoy you? It's all about your perspective. Your perspective. How can you change it? That's all you got to do. It's as simple as that. And so it's really becoming aware of your thoughts around every situation, and those thoughts that bring you down, get you into the lower frequencies. What thoughts are where you're complaining? What thoughts have you talking about things that have happened that were not such a nice experience, or where you're just having a whinge? Because they're going to lower your vibration. They're going to keep you out of happiness. If you want to be happy, you need to lift yourself up in every moment, in all the mundane moments. Okay, and so when you're having a down day, because we all do, we all have down moments, what can you do to shift it? So this has actually been me this week, not necessarily down because I understand what's happening, but basically since the solstice, And I am a Cancer, so it's obviously just been impacting me a lot this year. I've had a lot of things coming up for me for review, for healing, for me to soothe my inner child and remind my inner child that she is safe, that everything's going to be okay. And with all this stuff that's been coming up, I've been feeling exhausted. The energies have been making me feel really quite exhausted, like not much energy, and run down, those headaches, bit stuffy, bit achy, all of those things. Plus, I got my bleed, and it's school holidays. So my kids want me to be energized and happy and fun and entertaining them and all those sorts of things. So I've really, I had to find a way to balance it all out. And I haven't just sat there and moped in front of my kids. I have played and lifted my energy. I've made the choice. Today I had to film this podcast on how to be happy. And so I had a choice this morning. I could get up and focus on all of the things that had been happening or happened throughout the night or whatever. Or I could choose to fill my cup with some high vibrational motivational talks. I actually stayed in bed longer this morning rather than getting up early to do yoga because I felt that that's what I needed. And I chose to do some funny little silly things to make me feel happy. When you put your makeup on, that makes me feel happy. Just doing those things and allowing myself to only think happy, positive thoughts about the podcast, about the day ahead, about my current situation, raising my vibration on the topic to get me to where I need to be. But when you are having a down day, it is important to pay attention to what is making you feel this way. Is something coming up for you to be reviewed? Because if it is, don't ignore it. Inquire into it. What is it? What is actually happening here? What's making you feel this way? And it could just be something as simple as soothing your inner child by talking them through the situation, letting them know that they're safe, letting them know that you can do this, whatever it is you're about to do that has them feeling fearful, letting them know that, they are safe. That's generally what it's all about. Maybe you need to do some journaling or whatever it is. Maybe you need to do some yoga or something to help you shift the energy. But pay attention to what it is and shift it. Because if we don't shift it and we just hold on to it, it's just going to linger and linger and linger and linger and linger and come back. And so shift it and then look at what things you can do to raise your vibration, to get you feeling in those higher frequencies. What are those things that make you feel really good? It might be music. Put some music on, have a dance, have a sing. It might be going for a quick walk, getting out in nature, doing some drawing, playing, being silly. Maybe it's knitting or whatever other little hobby that you've got going on that you like to do that gets you into the present moment. Something fun that uplifts you and gets you into the present moment. And it doesn't have to be anything extravagant. And it can only take 2 or 3 minutes if you allow it, if you let go of resistance to happiness, because believe me, I know, when we're in our mood, sometimes it can be very hard to will the mind to get out of that mood. There's a lot of resistance there. No, I'm feeling grumpy today and I don't want to change that. I'm just going to be grumpy. And you have to transcend that. That's your mind. That's not you. You have to transcend it and allow yourself to be uplifted. So another really good thing, just to sort of get the energy going, it's what I did this morning as well, is Stretch your arms up as high as you possibly can, right up to the sky, and jump up and down, smiling, looking up, going, yes, 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 yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like something, it's happy, it's vibrant, you're jumping, you're bringing energy, you're getting the endorphins going. You've got a smile on your face. It is literally shifting your vibration, shifting your mood. Allow it to do what it's meant to do. And try to avoid the vodka, the wine, and the ice cream. It's not a healthy way. That's happiness outside of you, right? It's happiness outside of you, and it's only temporary, and you're probably going to regret it. So try find ways to make yourself happy that you're not going to regret. So yeah, just to recap on that, it's making the most mundane tasks enjoyable. And you actually have to want it. You have to want happiness, and you have to believe that happiness is actually available to you and that you're allowed to have it. Now, there can be many, many, many reasons why you may feel that happiness isn't available to you or that you're not allowed to have it. Maybe it's that your parents aren't happy, and that if you go and be happy, well, then, that's not fair, or you're not allowed to be happy because your parents aren't happy. Maybe it's your best friend is going through, you know, something terrible, and so you feel that you can't be happy because you have to be lowered down to that vibration. So the people around us can be indicative of, what vibrations we've got going on, because if the people around us are all in those lower vibrations, you may find that you're allowing yourself to be pulled down into those lower vibrations as well. So but you've got the choice to transcend that and be happy anyway. And by doing that, you're going to uplift them when they're around you. It really all comes down to the willpower that you have over your mind. So only you're responsible for it. There's no excuses, literally no excuses. And now I'm going to talk about moving through contrast, because I know you're going to say, well, what about all of those, shitty things that happen in life? Because they do. Maybe you've lost a job. Maybe you've had a massive argument with your partner. Maybe you've been diagnosed with an illness. Maybe you've had a car accident. Maybe you've had a falling out with a friend. Maybe a loved one has passed away. Whatever it is, there's always going to be human experiences that attract negative human emotions, because we are always going to experience the full range of emotions, because our emotions are our guidance system. They allow us to let us know when we are on track and in alignment with our inner being, and on track for our manifestations coming in and everything. And that's probably another topic for another day. And so when we have those negative emotions, it allows us to know, well, what do I need to shift? Where do I need to change my mind? Of course, there are certain situations that, can't be helped, like if you were to lose a loved one. Now, that's something that you do need to move through, go through the grieving process. Other situations such as breakups, arguments, someone's betrayed you. That can be really hurtful. Or if you were to get sick, diagnosed with something. These are the sorts of contrasting situations that are happening for you, so that you can grow. These situations can allow you to truly, when you know that they are happening for you, you start to move them with a trust in that. And then your life changes. So in any situation, you have the power always. It doesn't matter what has been done to you, even if your partner has cheated, or, your friend has stolen from you, or whatever it may be. You have the power, because you have the power to control how it impacts you, how it affects you, and how you respond. So if something is really upsetting you, then that's an inside job. What can you go in and heal? What can you go in and review as to why it's really upsetting you, or why you've allowed that to happen in your life. Why do you have a partner that's cheated on you? Why do you have friends that steal from you? This is a really good opportunity to review what you allow into your life, because we only allow those sorts of things into our life if our subconscious programming says so. And so that is an opportunity for healing. These contrasting opportunities are a brilliant opportunity, a great time for you to thank the universe for showing you new layers of yourself that are ready to be healed, so that you can heal them, so that you have no more partners that cheat on you, or you have no more friends that steal from you. It's an opportunity to thank that partner and that friend for showing those things within you, for mirroring what's going on in you. See, when you approach contrasting situations with this lens of opportunity, this lens of opportunity to heal, you look for, what is the lesson? Why is this happening? What good is awaiting the other side of this? Because so often, really good experiences are on the other side of this contrasting experience. That partner who cheated on you, you go ahead and you heal the wounds from that and why it happened. Next minute, the most amazing partner is in your life. That friend that stole from you, you go and heal that. Go and heal why you choose to have friends that would do those things to you. And then you go and find your tribe of beautiful, loving, supportive friends. There's always something good on the other side of contrast when you move through it and you heal it. You look for the opportunity and you heal it. Because, the universe, the law of attraction says that you get what you focus on, what your vibration emits. So when you're having a contrasting situation and your partner's cheated on you and you think of how shit they are, how much of a bastard they are, all of those horrible things, how much you want to kill them. And then you also think about, well, why is it every partner treats me like this? What is it about me? What's wrong with me? Why aren't I good enough? Blah, 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 blah. You're going to get more of that, unfortunately. I'm sorry. When you are in victim mode, I can't believe they did that to me. People are always doing this to me. Nothing good ever happens to me. Why I'm so unlucky. I'm the unluckiest person in the world. People are always treating me like shit. People are always taking advantage of me. All you're going to get is more victim mode. All you're going to get is more people taking advantage of you, etc. All you're going to get is more partners cheating on you or treating you like shit. But when you shift your vibration on the situation, when you heal it, and then tell yourself a new story, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of a loving partner who loves and respects me equally in return. I am worthy of somebody who treats me like the princess that I am, because I am a princess. Or I'm worthy of friends who treat me with love and respect. I'm good enough to receive love and respect from my friends. When you change your belief system, the subconscious programming your mind on those situations, and you tell the universe that you're ready and you're raising your vibration, well, that's when the good comes in. And until that shift happens, until that reprogramming happens, well, you're probably, unfortunately, not going to experience a whole lot of good. And so, sorry, I'm just having a quick look over my notes here. It all comes down, just to recap, it all comes down to your belief about what you desire, what you allow into your life and yourself. It all comes down to your choice in any moment of how things affect you and how you allow your mood to be impacted. You have a choice every day to wake up on the wrong side of the bed or wake up on the right side of the bed. You have a choice every day to do things that bring you joy and uplift you, or focus on thoughts and ideas and beliefs and experiences that uplift you and make you feel good when you think them. Or you have the choice to keep living in hating the mundane or just moving through the motions and not actually experiencing life and thinking the thought loops of, this sucks, or life is shit, or life is just always giving me lemons, or, whatever it may be. You have the choice. And so the power is always within you. And if you feel that you need help with shifting that mindset, really going and reprogramming your subconscious mind to be that of happiness, to that of raising your vibration to happiness, of prosperity, of joy, of opportunity, that is something I can help you with 100%. And the link to book a free call with me to discuss it will be in the description box below. And that's all I have for you today in this week's episode of the Reclaim Your Divinity series. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure to share this time, space, and energy with you. Before I go, I do want to let you know that I have a 4-week immersion program coming up. So this program is Manifestor Unleashed, and I am going to teach you how to change your mind so that you can manifest your dream life, how to become a powerful manifester with confidence and belief that you will get your desires. So if this is something that you're interested in, a 4-week immersion, it's a group program offering, then comment manifester on this video. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Reclaim Your Divinity series. That's all I have for you today. It's been an absolute pleasure to share this time, space, and energy with you, and this information that has come through with you. So thank you so much for listening to the end. And before I go, I do want to share with you that I'd have a 4-week immersion program, a group program coming up. And this program, called Manifestor Unleashed, is going to teach you how to change your mind so that you can manifest your dream life. I'm going to help you to manifest your dreams with belief that your desires will become your reality. If that's something that you're interested in, comment manifester on this video. Or if you're listening on Spotify, head to my Facebook group, Reclaim Your Divinity, and you can find me from there. You can either shoot me a personal message or just comment, write a post, I should say, in the group, and then I'll reach out to you, have a chat, and find out if this group offering is suited to you. So thank you once again for your time and energy. And until next week, I hope you do take care and stay safe with love and light.